It's closer than you think. That moment where the resistant ERG leader finally buys in to your system and structure. It is possible, and that's what we see here in this episode 4 of The Bear, called Dogs, which is fittingly titled, as it is about managing chaos. Building on episode 3, where Carmi and Sydney introduce the new brigade system into the kitchen, Dogs shows us what happens when detractors meet their moment of reckoning, and Tina, who's been resistant at every step of this change, finally hits a turning point. If nothing else, understand that this episode teaches you why consistency and sticking to the plan is the solution to getting even the most resistant of ERG leaders to accept the change. This episode kicks off with Tina still holding on to her old ways. Sydney has a new recipe and Tina flat out rejects it. She says,
"I have been in this kitchen since before you were born."
Again, holding on to those old things. Classic resistance, holding on to what feels familiar because change is scary. But here's where it gets interesting. Tina struggles with making this new dish in the way that she wants to make it. And instead of Sydney coming in and rubbing it in her face, she quietly just assists and helps out and fixes the problem. When Tina tastes the result, she has to admit even herself, wow, that was good. It was a moment for her that she could not deny.
Damn.
This moment actually reminded me of an experience that I had working with a company in particular. There were a couple of Tinas that were very resistant when it came to the changes that I was trying to put in place. However, what I did was I showed them the data and I said, hey, here's the data results of what you're doing versus what the people who are doing what I'm telling them to do. This was that moment that, dang, that actually tasted good moment that Tina had. This was that for them. Seeing the data made it undeniable. And it really did break down that barrier of resistance. At the end of the day, I was able to show them, look, we both want the same outcome. And the metrics are showing that you're not getting towards that outcome. But to get there, we need to up our structure. Just like Sydney was trying to tell Tina. Again, you're meeting them with empathy and understanding that they're really just doing this because they want the best for their program. Again, resistance is not about malice most of the time. It's about fear. Tina didn't hate her job and hate all of her coworkers and want to burn the whole system down. No, she just wanted to protect what felt safe. And when her old way failed, she couldn't ignore the benefits of the new system. This is where consistency comes in. Sydney did not let up and give some exceptions for the resistant chef. Nor did she let Tina's resistance shake her confidence. She stuck to it and created conditions for Tina to eventually see the value and give her buy-in. Later in the show, Tina tries the new recipe again, this time doing it the way that Sydney originally asked her to do it. And go figure, it worked.
Great. Thanks, Sean.
Instead of holding a grudge or even reminding Tina of all the stress that she had put her through, she just gave her a compliment, told her that it was good and good job, which actually shocked Tina. However, inside, you can tell Tina was super proud of her work, and she says,
Thank you, Sean.
again, a true turning point. Almost brought a tear to my eye watching this because I've seen that moment before and it's very fulfilling to see someone follow the system. Another reminder for ERG program managers. When resistant ERG leaders do follow the system, acknowledge it, praise them. And just like you'll see throughout the rest of this season, Tina actually becomes one of the biggest advocates. That can happen for you too. Your most resistant lead can become your biggest advocate. All right, quick overview of the lessons from this episode. Thing 1, double down on your system. Stick to it, despite the detractors. Thing 2, use data to break down resistance and celebrate the wins, even from the detractors. We're seeing some momentum being built, but now stay tuned for episode 5, because here's the thing, sometimes things don't work out like you planned.